Images of baseball players during the 1950s and 1960s were either portraits or posed action shots like these. Once in a while we're treated to an outside-the-box look. How did Gus manage this balancing act? I love these pictures from '53, the Brooklyn Bridge and back of Jackie, and Fenway Park lit up at night. And one of my favorites from 1954, the first card with two players on the same card, and the O'Brien twins. Here are several subsets of cards that aren't like the rest, part of the guilty pleasures I keep an eye out for. 1959 Roy Campadella symbol of courage shows the three-time MVP in his wheelchair after his auto accident. 1964, Topps made this in memoriam of Ken Hubbs, who was Rookie of the Year for the Chicago team in 1962. And as fate has it, both of these cards, if you can see, happen to be number 550. So once in a while we give tribute to some players and commissioners. Bart Giamatti, who died at the end of the '89 season, was commemorated by Topps Donruss and Score in the 1990 sets. And this one's a little out of the box from 1990 Score. Dave Dravecky, the all-star pitcher for the Giants, who broke his arm twice, had to have it amputated. This one's called Giant Courage on the back, right up of his comeback and retirement. And he's gone on to do some speaking engagements. So that's a nice tribute to Dave. Early 60s were the first time we got a glimpse of players doing other things in the field of play, like at the bat rack. And Wes Covington, looking for the bat. This is his '61 Topps card. He only played 95 games for Milwaukee in 1960. And in 1961, he hit .270 in 105 games, but did it between 4 different ball clubs. And he's back at the rack. I think he needs 2. He finally settled into Philadelphia and played for 4 more seasons after this year. And we find other players at the rack looking for the right weight of lumber. A lot of them in 1970. Through the 90s. Hall of Famer Larry Walker. 93 Topps, like using horizontal photos. And Todd Stottlemyre, you got to have baseballs as well, right? So he's getting a milk crate full of them for practice. And then back to 1970 with a few more, including Harmon. And a young Jay Johnstone. Some funny ones. Ken Hunt with the unibrow. And never mind Don Mossie's ears. Look at the unibrow on Wally Moon. This is his first variation from the second series, not the green tint. Green tint, he's wearing a baseball cap for the Dodgers. Look at the wad of chew in Larry Osborne here. Take that, Nellie Fox, right? And then all of these cards look to me like the players are trying out as an extra in the Alfred Hitchcock film The Birds. I think Yastrzemski gets the nod in this one. When they had single cards of managers in the 60s, there wasn't much for him to do in posing. So we just had him, yell out to the defense. So here's Bill Rigney shouting out instructions. I don't think that Harry Kraft got the memo. You're supposed to open your mouth, Harry, so people can hear you. Just a funny thing. These two cards from 1964 are numbered in chronological order and numerical order, 340 and 341, and they're saying the same thing.
Oh yeah.
All right, shut up, you two. Some more outside-the-box type of poses. The catchers, of course, getting suited up either in between innings or before practice. Some more stuff from 1970. Strapping on the knee pads. Great shot of Gary Carter. Much bigger pads in the 90s than the 70s. Pat Borders getting his glove ready, tying a better knot to catch all those fastballs. And some nice ones from 1998, I believe these are. Through the mask. Nice. And of course, who doesn't want an autograph when going to the ballpark? Here's Buddy signing at Shea. And one of my favorite autograph cards, the last one of Harmon Killebrew from Topps, signing probably a game program with the Marlboro ad in the back. And Mark McGwire with the A's from early 90s triple play. A little vintage love for Louis Tiant. And some others. And I wonder, some of these are spring training from Upper Deck. And like they say, you always got to look on the back of your Upper Deck cards. You never know what kind of photos you're going to find. I just wonder, these people who went to the park and got these autographs, did they realize that their pictures were being taken? And they're like, hey, that was my autograph he was signing. See the big elephant patch on Eric Shaw's sleeve. I love shots like those. And the big cat. '93 Topps. Did some more horizontal cards. As did '98. Back at Shea. Hanging out the dugout steps, signing. And a big bat from John Jaha. And can't forget some Hall of Famers like Ozzie and Edgar. Manny Sanguillen, 1971 Topps. Looks like he's writing a new recipe for his barbecue. We can only hope. Everyone knows this card, Billy Martin, flashing you the finger so casually. Left hand on the bat. Is he giving it to the photographer or to you? He's not giving it to me. Frank Thomas had a problem with photographers with giving the finger, right? Like this one. And he had another one in the 90s. Jack Armstrong at spring training, doing some exercising. Some stretching at Old Riverfront Stadium. I don't see a sign saying no Pepper game, so they must be playing Pepper here. Kicking a field goal at Wrigley. Crazy Mets in the 80s. And back at Three Rivers, milking a cow. Don't even ask. Roger McDowell. The Spitter. Seinfeld reference. And young Kurt Schilling with the mullet breaking in his glove. Here's Devon White answering some fan mail. I think he's just looking through the envelopes based on the success I've had sending to him. He doesn't read his mail or send it back. Come on, Devon. Cecil getting some love from the San Diego Chicken. And you gotta love the mascots. And you gotta love the chicken. He's one of the most popular. And he's had a slew of cards. Fun stuff there. The parrot, the pirate parrot from the Pittsburgh organization, and probably the most famous mascot in all of sports. A little hologram action there on the Philly Fanatic. Kids young and old love the Fanatic. Well, he's not a mascot, but this is Ruffles, Steve Lake's bird. Did something a little out of the box for studio, instead of just looking serious and pensive like everyone else did for these black and white photos. Here's another subset I'd like to really add on to. Broken Bats. Rookie of the Year, Pat Listash. That thing went flying. Some great action here. And Cobra. Probably hit a home run on this one too. He's got just the handle left in his hands. Some other wackiness. The surfboard from '88 Fleer. Mickey Hatcher and his big glove from '86, and then came back. He was still using it in '91. And of course, if you have a big glove, you got to have the big bat of Kirby Puckett. Love it. And the big California beach ball. Brooke Blyleven is whatever he's doing with it. This was different for '76. Curp of Aqua, Bubblegum Champ. Reminds me of the Ken Griffey Bubblegum card, which I think is not a real photo. I think they must have photoshopped that. It's too, I don't know, it just looks like it's not real. But maybe it is. Congratulations, Ken Jr., if you did it. Multi-exposure shots were big in '94 and '5 tops. There's Jeff Bagwell sliding into second. Walt Weiss and Royce Clayton, and then Royce Clayton got his own. Here at Shea, back to Shea. And then the early '90s Upper Deck. Some pitching action. Fernando. This is great follow through for Wade Boggs. I like that one. And cool. That one, Gary Sheffield. Back when he was playing third base for the Padres. Jose Rijo has some kind of a fetish with water guns and the like. He's got a bunch of cards. So he's got the water hose here in the '94 tops. And then a different one, a smaller one, in '95. I think this is '95 score. As they're playing the national anthem, perhaps. He's got his water gun ready to attack someone. He's attacking the fans here. And this '95 Pinnacle. What's up with this, Jose? And then, of course, when the water guns run out, you go for the garden hose. I just found that strange that they used all those images for his baseball cards.